What's up guys, Nolan here, and yesterday we had not one, not two, but three new bosses revealed over on Battlestate Games social media. I posted my video yesterday about Big Pipe Giggity, the one with the new 6-shot grenade launcher. Then 4 hours later, we got Knight here, sporting an equally badass look with the skull, wire, dreads, then most importantly, arms covered in patches and dog tags. I wasn't the only one to recognize this from a Nikki leak a while back, so when I eventually found it, I noticed there was also this picture here that was released along with it. Then I remembered the faces that we saw as work in progress that we assumed were the faces of the traitor or his guards, and that there were 3 there. Of the 3, one looked exactly like Bagpipe, while the other one didn't have any facial hair or hair at all, so it would make sense for this person to be wearing some kind of ski mask or something like Knight does. So with the extra work in progress shot as well as the unaccounted for head, I called that there would be a 3rd boss that they would show, and then a short time later we have Bird Eye here. So you guys that are wondering how I work around here or how my thought process works saw it in real time on Twitter, and I just explained it here as well. So sure, I work with a lot of uncertainties, but I do everything that I can to have all of my claims be backed up with either talk from BSG or some form of media as much as possible. So even though it seems like I'm talking out of my ass a lot of the time, I really do have a solid big picture understanding of everything going on with the game for someone who doesn't directly work on it. Also a reminder that if you want the absolute latest news, make sure to follow me on Twitter or join the Discord. Both are linked below. So this puts a cap on all of these leaks that we've seen in the past. We now know that all of these are for these rogue bosses at the water treatment plant. On Friday with the Tarkov TV, Nikita explained how there will be new areas of the water treatment plant opened up and that there will be bosses around there. So I want to say I think these 3 will stick to the water treatment plant specifically. I don't think we'll see them hanging around anywhere else. And that most certainly includes the Lighthouse Island as well. Personally, I do not think that these 3 bosses are associated with the traitor at all. The traitor clearly is associated with the cult in some way, while these are rogues, and they operate very differently regardless of where they can be found on the map. Speaking of the traitor either currently or previously being a cultist, you can learn all about that in my video linked below. My thought is that the Lighthouse map in general has its benefits in terms of how people in a situation like the rogues and traitor could use certain areas. The water treatment plant speaks for itself as a place to get clean water, but also is right along the coast for an easy escape if required, so the rogues holding this location makes complete sense. The Lighthouse is secluded with only one access road and long sightlines, ideal for security, which the traitor will need. For specifics, if the artwork in the background has significance, then Big Pipe Giggity and Knight will be on the inside of the plant around East Building and the helicopter pad, while Bird Eye will be up in the rocks to the east overlooking the plant. If that is the case, I will have some big competition for my favorite sniping spot, and all of us might have some secluded access to an RSAS, since Bird Eye seems to be equipped with one. Remember, we all need that RSAS for Gunsmith, and those rocks can be easy to hide in sometimes. I think there's a possibility for a very solid RSAS farm if Bird Eye does indeed spawn up there. So the 3 rogue bosses that I'm going to be calling the Rogue Squad, I'm pretty sure will stick to the water treatment plant, while whoever else we see will stick with the traitor on the Lighthouse Island. The reason I say whoever else is because we're not done yet. There is still at least 1 to possibly even 4 more boss level enemies that we have yet to see who directly guard the Lighthouse traitor. Seeing as they're cultists and they do want to keep some of this stuff secret, we might not even end up seeing them, but my guess is that if we are going to see anything, we are going to see the guy that we've dubbed Antlerman and maybe a few of his buddies. I bet Antlerman is either the or one of the guards for the traitor. It's possible Antlerman is the only one, but I think it's more likely there's at least 3 snipers guarding the traitor. Nikita has mentioned that stuff in the past, and if you currently walk up to the gate for the island, you can tell that sniper shots come from 3 different locations. Again, it's possible that Antlerman is the only one, but I think it's more likely that there's at least 3 snipers guarding the traitor. It's possible that they all look the same as Antlerman as well. We'll have to wait and see. Regardless, there will absolutely be significant security around the traitor, whether it be boss level enemies or not. There's for sure going to be AI associated with guarding that traitor, and we have yet to see a finished model of Antlerman, while he was just recently teased as an important piece to the puzzle with the artwork for the traitor himself. Going back to the Rogue Squad, when you look at all 3 of them and one of the concept Nikki leaks from before, there is clearly a theme here involving a skull and a trident. Although Knight is covering his chest, I'm willing to bet that there is a patch there with the skull and the trident, seeing as this is his work in progress concept art, but the skull on his head is definitely going to suffice anyway. Similar markings show up on streets and several of the event reveals that we've seen on Twitter. This event, which also doesn't have anything to do with rogues, it had to do with getting fence rep back up. Although it was just a skull, there is still something sticking through it, so it might be associated in some way. Maybe rogues have just a skull as their symbol, but depending on what part of the faction that you are, you have different symbols around the skull symbol, whereas for these guys, it's the trident. Either way, the symbol of the skull and the trident obviously means these specific rogue bosses at the very least, but again, could mean rogues in general as well, something to keep in mind going forward. Getting 3 bosses revealed in one day, especially since one of them has a 6-round grenade launcher, would for sure suffice as the thing Nikita was talking about as something special that we were going to see early in the week. I still firmly believe BSG have something to show for Streets though, as again, almost all of the art team has been working on it for several months. Maybe with this next podcast where he was going to talk about more of it being a Q&A, we'll get a new Streets teaser or something. We're going to have to wait and see. As always, I will keep an eye out for anything new and let you guys know more once I do. Until then though, for the latest Tarkov news, check out these playlists here. If you like this video, then you know the drill. Please subscribe. I really appreciate the people who do. If you are looking for people to play with, check out our Discord. Links in the description if interested. Otherwise, I hope you have a nice day. See you guys.